Hello everyone, and today we'll be starting Rise of Nationalism in Europe second part, which is History Class 10 Chapter 1. So previously we had stopped with the hunger, hardship and revolt part, and now we'll continue with the revolution of liberals in 1848 and the further portion. I purposely didn't cover this portion about the revolutions of liberals in the previous video because this portion is connected with the unification of Germany and I wanted to combine these both. So let's start. So as we know, at that time, Germany as a part of Europe was also not a united nation. It had its further divisions of towns and cities, and there were many political associations that were set up, and few of its members were mostly the middle class people like professionals, businessmen and artisans. So one final day, everyone came together in the city of Frankfurt and decided to vote for all German National Assembly. On 18 May 1848, 831 elected representatives of that National Assembly marched towards the St. Paul Church, and they drafted a new constitution for Germany over there. Then few of them went to Frederick William IV, who was the king of Prussia at that time, to offer this constitutional monarchy. But the king rejected it because, of course, he didn't want his powers to be reduced or to be under someone's control or something. So this king, Frederick William IV, took the help of army, aristocracy and different monarchs to oppose this German National Assembly. And slowly and gradually this National Assembly, which was made by the middle class people, started to ignore the demands of the poor class, and because of which they lost majority of the support, and because of which the assembly was destroyed. It was forced to disband. And so this revolution of liberals of 1848 was a failure. And now let's quickly attach and learn the unification of Germany. So now, as we saw, the 1848 National German Assembly was a failure, and this was mainly because it lost the support of many people and it had a combined opposition by the monarchy, the military and Junkers. So now these Junkers are the large landowners of Prussia. Many times it comes and defines the following. So you have to write the large landowners of Prussia who had supported Frederick William IV to suppress the German National Assembly were Junkers. So now after the failure of German National Assembly, Prussia took a lead, and under the leadership of Otto von Bismarck, they tried to unite Germany, and this try was a successful event. Otto von Bismarck was the chief architect of Prussia, and under his leadership, making Germany a nation-state was successful. He was a very clever minister. At this time, there were 3 wars fought over 7 years, one with Austria, Denmark and France. All the wars were over, and finally unification process of Germany was completed on 18 January 1871. And now all the people together made Kaiser William I the new king of unified Germany, and this event was hosted in the Hall of Mirrors in the Palace of Versailles. Now few people have a doubt that in 1848 the same king of Prussia rejected the constitutional monarchy, and now why this same king of Prussia, he took a leadership and he unified Germany. So hello everyone, here we have 2 different kings, like maybe one after the other, or maybe they were brothers, so we don't know the history. But the first one was Frederick William IV. You can remember him by Fried Rice William IV. I do that. And the second king who unified Germany was Kaiser William I. So with this, we have come to an end of unification of Germany, and now let's see unification of Italy. And the maps given here are to make you understand better. You should refer all the maps and pictures that you can see. So as we know, Italy was also not a single unified nation. It also had different parts, and so they had 7 different states, and among which only one was under an Italian emperor. The state's name was Sardinia Piedmont, and the reader's name was Victor Emmanuel II. And all other 6 Italian states were under different people. The north was under Austrian Habsburg Empire, and the south was under the Bourbon King of Spain, and the center region was under Pope. So unifying Italy was kind of very difficult. because even the Italian culture and Italian language had not acquired a common form, and still there were many regional and local variations, so they could not use that as a weapon also. During 1830s, as we studied about Giuseppe Mazzini, he put a secret society of young Italy in Marseilles, and he did revolutions and upheavals in 1831 and 1848, but all of them were a failure. So Giuseppe Mazzini tried his best but could not make any variations. And so the Victor Emmanuel II planned to unite Italy under the chief minister Count Cavour, who was not a revolutionary, neither a democrat, and he spoke French to show his high class. So this chief minister was also very clever, and with the help of the efficient bureaucracy and all, he also planned different strategies, and according to which the North Austrian Habsburg Empire was forced to go out in 1859. Simple words, they were defeated. And in the south, Giuseppe Garibaldi, a new leader in 1860s, he marched into the south and he took the help of the local peasants and he drove out the Bourbon kings of Spain in the south. The center was left untouched because Pope, which was a religious community living there, people did not want to disturb it. And this way, unification of Italy was completed and Victor Emmanuel II became the new proclaimed king. And now we'll study about the strange case of Britain. So Britain was under different ethnic groups. Ethnic groups are those people who feel that they are from the same descent but they have different culture and traditions. So here there were 4 different types of people: English people, Welsh people, Scottish people and Irish people. So as we know, when England people, the people of Britain, they started to gain more prosperity and more power because of ruling several colonies of the country. In 1688, they overthrew the English Parliament and seized all the power from monarch, and they started their dominance on the country. Then in 1707, an Act of Union was signed between England and Scottish people, which resulted the formation of Great Britain. And later, Wales region was also added to it. Scottish people did not like this at the beginning, but then England people had power and prosperity, and if they would mix hands or join hands with them, they thought that their standard would also, increase. And it was first said that everyone will have equal rights and equal representation, but later England started dominating over Scotland. And so the equal rights, equal opportunities, equal representation, nothing was left, and because of which all the people of Scotland were sad because they were suppressed. So now Ireland was left. So Ireland was divided into Catholics and Protestants, and so the English people helped the Protestants, and so the revolts and all were held, and because of which all the revolts against Catholics were suppressed. Then in 1798, Ireland was also included in the United Kingdom of Great Britain forcefully. This happened in 1801, and so in 1801 unification of the Great Britain was done. Now we have 2 new concepts left. Firstly, visualizing the nation as a female allegory. So let's see that. Here we have to learn about 2 allegories, one of Germany and one of France. For example, Bharat Mata is a female allegory of India. Seeing the image of Bharat Mata, the national feeling in us just awakes, and we all feel proud as together to be Indians. So in the same way, these female allegories were made. These were not any real persons. They were just imaginary things or imaginary models or the imaginary statues and all that were made to create sentiments in people. In France, we had a female allegory named Christine Marion, and she wore a red cap, she holded a tricolor flag and a cocktail. And this statue of Marion was set up everywhere in the public squares, in the town halls and etc. And secondly, we have the female allegory of Germany, which was Germania. We can see Germania wearing the crown of oak leaves, which represents heroism, and she has a sword which shows that she is ready to fight any time for her country, which always makes people aggressive and develops the feeling of nationalism everywhere they grow. Now we have last and the final topic left of this chapter, which is nationalism and imperialism. I'll not explain you this topic in very detail, but I can say you that region of Balkans was very different geographically also, and ethnic composition also was there. And there were small countries who lived or who were in the neighbor of each other, and they all were ruled by Ottoman Empire. But when Ottoman Empire started to weaken, all these countries declared themselves an independent nation over each other. Till then, it was fine because this was the feeling of nationalism that came in the country, and they declared themselves independent and they lived. But after this, they started conquering on each other's territories, and they started fighting between themselves for more resources, for more power, and they wanted to gain more and more things. Until then, it was fine because the small countries themselves were fighting with each other, but then the great powers also took part in this fight instead of solving it. Or we can say the matter became worse when Russia, Germany, England and Austrian Habsburg Empire and all these big countries came into solving the affair of these small countries. And so now this fight was not limited until a small area, and this became a big upheaval which was known as, or which gave rise to World War I, and this was known as imperialism. But slowly and gradually, many anti-imperial movements started to happen and people started to realize that this is wrong. Till nationalism, it is okay that we are having a feeling of oneness for our own society and we are living together, but when the feeling comes that we should take others' different things also, or the feeling comes when my country is good but his country is bad, we should conquer his country, that turns to imperialism, which is not at all good. And this is what we study in the last part of this chapter, and with this we have come to an end of chapter Rise of Nationalism in Europe. I hope you understood all the concepts really well and you're clear with every small concept. I wish you all the best, thank you and have a wonderful day ahead. If you understood everything, please do like, share and subscribe to my channel for more such videos and hit the bell icon because anytime if I upload a new video, the notification will reach you the first. So thank you and have a great day ahead.